How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Meta Smash, and today we're going to be covering how to fight Snake. This has been a very heavily requested video, and we're going to be going over literally everything there is to know about Snake as far as how to edgeguard him, how to recover against him, how to punish him, how to deal with his projectiles, you name it, we're going to try and cover it so that you have the best chance possible if you happen to face a Snake in bracket to take him down and progress in a tournament. So without further ado, we're going to start off with one of Snake's most deadly weapons, and probably the reason why you clicked on this video in the first place, Nikita. Snake's Nikita has the ability to travel in the air for up to 5 seconds before he loses control of it. So long story short, if you are off stage against this projectile, you will most likely not be able to escape. One interesting fact about the Nikita is as it travels farther away from Snake, the light on top of his gun will actually change color, indicating how close the missile is to him. If Snake's Nikita missile is reflected, he instantly loses control of it, and it will bounce off in the exact direction that it came from. So with this being said, just because you reflected it does not mean that you're going to get an automatic punish. Snake also has the ability to make extremely tight turns while controlling his Nikita. Also notice that when he is making these turns, the missile will slow down in the air, making it very difficult to predict its trajectory. Although the natural reflex is to air dodge or burn your double jump off stage to try and escape the Nikita, you can actually power through it with a hitbox of your own. But be careful, if Snake decides to stall out his Nikita mid-air, it becomes an item and no longer a projectile that you can actually phase through. Snake's C4 is an extremely oppressive weapon. This one move has the ability to grant Snake stage control no matter where he is on the stage. This move can virtually take away an entire third of the stage and push you into a corner extremely easily, especially since it does have kill power. Snake also has the ability to stick his C4 to your body, putting you in an impossible situation to escape. The only way to get the C4 off of you without it detonating is by you going and touching Snake. If you do not come in contact with Snake, there is no way to get the C4 off of you. Snake also has the ability to stick the C4 onto you while you are holding shield, so if you're at a very high percent, be careful of this option. Snake can also use this tactic as a method of camping by sticking it to you and simply running away. However, you do have the ability to shield and air dodge the C4 explosion. Even though Snake's recovery does have super armor against certain types of hits, it is considered one of the most vulnerable recoveries in the game. While this move is in use, it has no hitbox and he cannot snap to ledge unless he lets go. The drone receives a hitbox once Snake has let go, which he can only do by inputting an aerial or by air dodging. Snake can also use his recovery alongside his C4 to create essentially an infinite, allowing him to fly. As long as his percent is not too high, he will always be able to use this method to make it back to the stage. So back to what I was saying earlier about super armor on Snake's recovery, it does go through multi-hit moves. Also, his drone has a hurt box, so if you spike his drone, he does have the ability to still make it back to the stage. So in order to edgeguard Snake, you have to land a strong, single hit move on his body. For anyone who is new to Smash and has never seen Snake's down throw, this might look like one of the worst throws in the game, but realistically, this is one of the hardest throws to deal with across the entire cast of Smash Ultimate. Once Snake has landed this move, you have a couple of get up options, one of them being attack, roll away, roll towards, and lastly, but probably the best and most overlooked option, do nothing. The reason why this option is so good is because once you've been lied down in Snake's down throw, it becomes a tech read scenario. If Snake gets the read, it can become a very early stock. Notice in this example, there is C4 on the ground behind Falco. However, it is still safer to roll on top of the C4 rather than roll forward and get hit by a potential up tilt. This is an extremely important throw to master and understand the situation so that you can escape 9 times out of 10 and keep Snake guessing as to what option you're going to use when you get up. Lastly, if Snake lands this grab on you and you are above 160%, he can get a free up tilt punish and there's nothing that you can do. If you see Snake spamming up smash at the ledge, there is virtually no chance of timing a perfect ledge grab. You have only two options realistically to get past this option. Number one is air dodge like you just saw, or number two is to go underneath the explosives and try and grab ledge from very low. If you do happen to get on stage and get behind Snake, there's a very low chance that you'll be able to punish him before he finishes his up smash, and you can find yourself right back off stage. Just like many of Snake's other moves, his up smash does have the ability to be reflected. This can come in very handy when you're trying to recover from off stage. So if you find yourself in this situation and Snake is spamming up smash at the ledge, rather than trying to snap to ledge, try throwing out a reflector if your character has one. If your character does not have a reflector, you can still use any active hitbox to hit away Snake's projectiles and recover safely. You can also use items to interrupt the path of most of his projectiles. Snake also has a much more complex setup where he will make you essentially have to pick the only option that is safe to recover on stage. In this situation, the only option he did not cover is ledge jump. A much more common ledge trap is when Snake stands at the ledge and tries to bait a roll so he can punish it with an up tilt. If you see him standing close to the ledge like this, your best bet is to jump over him. Although every option is punishable, a punish like this would be considered a very hard read. If something like this ever happens to you, it's a very good chance that the Snake player conditioned you into this option. In my opinion, I would say that Battlefield is Snake's best stage because he has the ability to drop his C4 on multiple different platforms and controlling a lot of space on the stage. He also has a lot of different places to land while using his recovery above the stage. Arguably, a stage that is just as good for Snake, maybe even better, would be Kalos, because he has the ability to platform camp you and force you to approach, and with him having so many different options amongst already having all of his projectiles, makes this stage an absolute nightmare to fight Snake. So if you do have the option, be sure to ban both Battlefield and Kalos. Best case scenario is that you get to take Snake to Final Destination, because he cannot camp you on platforms. By all means necessary, try to stay away from platforms. If you have to go to a stage that does have platforms, take him to Smashville. Snake's projectiles do not only do some of the most damage in the game, but they have some of the highest priority amongst any projectile in Smash Ultimate. His projectiles have the ability to disrupt or go straight through nearly every single other projectile. And it doesn't matter how close Snake's projectile is to yours, and it also doesn't matter how strong your projectile is in comparison to his. His projectiles will always win. For this reason alone, this makes Snake one of the best, if not the best, camping character in the game. Snake has the ability to crawl underneath a lot of different options, as well as projectiles and attacks that have horizontal hitboxes. The only way to punish Snake for crawling is to use a projectile that rolls along the ground or use a low sweeping attack. One of Snake's best aerials on stage is his down air. However, it has a tremendous amount of end lag, and if he uses his move in a short hop, he cannot input any other options until he touches the ground. Knowing this, we are able to easily react with a punish. Snake has the ability to cross up your shield at a very far distance while using his dash attack. Snakes will often go for this option because it feels safe and most people will whiff when trying to punish this. Knowing this, 99 times out of 100, this move will cross up on your shield, and if you are ready for it, you can turn around and get the punish. This move has to be performed at absolute max range in order for it to not cross up your shield. This is a very unlikely situation, especially with how fast the game is, so count on this move to cross up your shield and be ready for a punish. Many different Snake players will agree that Ness is hands down Snake's worst matchup because he has the ability to absorb all of Snake's projectiles. There is nothing that Snake can do to camp this character. The more projectiles that Snake throws out, the safer Ness is. He can absorb everything and essentially keep his percent down to 0. Lucas is also a very good pick against Snake, however, his down special, Psy Magnet, is only in front of him, so we are going to say that Ness is Snake's worst matchup. Mario can also be a very difficult matchup for Snake because of his heavy combo game and rush down style. Once you get a hold of Snake, he is absolute combo food. For whatever reason, Mario has the ability to do the Smash 4 poor man's down throw up tilt combo, and it only works on Snake. Also having the ability to edge guard using Cape and Flood makes it very difficult. Young Link is also a very good counter pick to Snake because he has the ability to gimp Snake out of his recovery very easily using his down air. Simon and Richter are also very good matchups against Snake because they too have a very strong projectile game as well as a lot of range on their normals, so it makes it very hard for Snake to try and switch it up and use a different approach to win this matchup. Isabelle, along with Villager, have the ability to pocket Snake's Nikita, making recovery pretty much a non-issue for this character. And of course, both of these characters do have a very strong projectile game. Both Chrom and Roy both have the ability to be a very difficult matchup for Snake just based on their strength and speed alone. They have the ability to bob and weave in between his projectiles and really get in and get easy, quick kills. And that's going to be it for this video. I really hope that you got a very good understanding of the character, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to Coltman, the Snake main that helped me shoot this video. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to the YouTuber FGZ for helping us with the new animations for our intro screens for our Meta of Smash videos. You should definitely go and sub to his channel and comment on his latest video saying Meta of Smash brought me here. I really like to see young creators put their heart and soul into their work, and I honestly think that this guy deserves all the support he can get. Once again, this is Trixx from Meta of Smash saying thanks for watching the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.